Alright guys, you're probably wondering what a video on Saturday? Well, if you look at the title, you might realise why we're covering it. Yes, Jeffrey Epstein, the guy who's supposedly on suicide watch, decided to commit suicide in prison. In other news, I don't believe the Democratic Party isn't racist, unicorns are real, and I have a 50-foot bear in my lounge room. You have a better chance of me believing that than Jeffrey Epstein growing a conscience and topping himself. But let's jump into the story. Jeffrey Epstein dies by suicide while awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges, reports. You gotta love when the news is so sure of it, they even put reports. It's like, yeah, the news is literally sitting there going, yeah, even we don't believe this. But that's what they're reporting. But anyway, let's keep going. Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein, dead. Pedophile billionaire kills himself in jail before trial. Obviously, the establishment media is trying their bit. This one was Jeffrey Epstein, death, suicide in prison after sex trafficking arrests. Disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein awaited sex trafficking charges, dead of apparent suicide. Like I said, even the mainstream media isn't buying this one. But anyway, Jeffrey Epstein has died from apparent suicide in Manhattan jail. Yeah, I think the only one that's actually the Mirror and the Independent are the only ones that are buying it, apparently, but let's keep going. Jeffrey Epstein found dead in Manhattan jail cell. Jeffrey Epstein, the investor who faced federal charges of molesting teenage girls, has died. The person with knowledge of the situation said the financier was found hanged in his lower Manhattan jail cell in an apparent suicide. Yeah, that 50-foot bear in my lounge room seeming more realistic at this point in time. But anyway. Now, obviously, look at the end of the day. Jeffrey Epstein killed himself in New York, reports say. Even, like I say, even mainstream media is not buying this one with the, you can tell with the heading. Jeffrey Epstein died from apparent suicide. Sure he has. Jeffrey Epstein, dead. 5 facts you need to know. So let's have a look at what Heavy has to say. Jeffrey Epstein, the accused sex trafficker, financier, and friend to many prominent persons over the years, is dead of suicide at a Manhattan jail, according to multiple news reports. ABC News first broke the news. Julia McFarren, ABC News foreign affairs reporter, wrote on Twitter on the morning of 10th of August 2019, breaking: Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide overnight at MCC Manhattan, the federal lockup where he had been held pending trial on federal sex trafficking charges, 3 law enforcement officials told ABC News. So the ABC investigative unit also wrote on Twitter that Epstein was dead. Jeffrey Epstein is dead, sources tell ABC. Epstein committed suicide at MCC Manhattan. Now, Jeffrey Epstein is dead, 4 officials say, so they're claiming now it's 4, says that he died by suicide. Right. Sure. Is anybody else believing this right now? Because I'm sure as shit not. But anyway, we'll get to some of the good stuff that he was about to blow the whistle on in a sec. Epstein had been facing 45 years in prison if convicted of sex trafficking and conspiracy charges that allegedly he was involved in sex trafficking of underage girls in New York and Florida. Here's what you need to know. Epstein's cause of death was hanging, reports say. Right. Yeah. Hanging is really easy to fake. You know, you just need to get a couple of guys to hold him up while you rope the rope around your neck, and then you just let him go. There, oh look, he hung himself. Sure. What was the cause of death? Lauren, the senior producer from MSNBC, wrote on Twitter that Epstein died of hanging. Prison guards found Epstein dead. According to TMZ, he was 66 and fighting charges of sex trafficking and conspiracy, some of which involved minors as young as 14. His body was found at around 7:30 a.m. Once discovered, he was taken into hospital in cardiac arrest but died, ABC reported. So the news comes as a slew of unsealed documents named prominent politicians. Oh boy, isn't that interesting? Who denied the accusations. In connection with Epstein's scandal, Jeffrey Epstein was an extremely wealthy investment advisor who hobnobbed with some of the world's most famous people, including Donald Trump and Bill Clinton. Now, as for the whole Donald Trump thing, it's very, very, very sketchy. Bill Clinton, on the other hand, they had several parties. Yeah. Donald Trump kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. So, who do you think was the better friend? The one that flew on the plane 20-something times, or the guy that kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago a few years later after meeting him? You let me know. According to Politico, both the president and the former president had flown on Epstein's private planes. Trump had flown on it once. Bill Clinton had flown on it 23 times, I believe it was. Bit of a difference there, but hey, don't let facts get inside of your narrative. However, although Clinton and Trump knew Jeffrey Epstein, there have been no proven accusations of sexual impropriety involving them connection with Epstein, except that Bill Clinton had accusations against him in college for mistreating women. So, yeah, that apparently happened. So, who do you think? Well, Trump once called Epstein a great guy, and Clinton flew on Epstein's jet more than 24 times on various pathetic trips. I'm getting that wrong, I know. Yeah, Trump flew on it once. And he said he's a great guy, and then also said in the next sentence, but boy, he likes them young. So who do you think was the better friend? The guy that outed him as a possible pedo, or the guy that flew over more than 24 times on his private plane? Let me know in the comments section. The reports of Epstein's death came after possible previous failed suicide attempts. In late July 2019, Epstein was discovered semi-conscious in a fetal position with marks on his neck, sources told NBC News. So if he had marks on his neck, that sounded like it might have been attempted suicide, like by hanging or something, right? So why was he in the fetal position? Why was he not unconscious? It sounds like someone tried to give him a bit of a wake-up call, and that's maybe why he was in the fetal position. But, speculation. However, on that occasion, he was able to walk into federal court hearing with no outward signs of injury on July 31st. So, no real big thing. The earlier attempt, authorities weren't sure whether Epstein tried to hang himself or was injured by a fellow inmate. However, what do you guys think? Why do you think Jeffrey Epstein might have had injuries on his body while being in prison after trying to out a whole bunch of rich and elites as having private parties? Further details of Epstein's August 10th, 2019 report suicide were not yet clear. Epstein was supposed to be on suicide watch after the earlier attempt, meaning they watched him get suicided, most likely. But anyway. Megan Mullen wrote on Twitter, so many questions now, one being how Epstein could have killed himself at MCC Manhattan. That's your biggest question? My biggest question is, who else private partied with Epstein? Who did he know, and don't worry, we have names. Who did he know that possibly hated him so much that he decided to commit suicide? Yeah, right. But anyway, part would have been underage girls to his Palm Beach mansion for sexual activities, luring them to Florida with the use of female fixers. There was a major development in the case the day before Epstein's death. Boy, isn't that convenient? Major breakthrough the day before he died. Oof. Hey, he's on suicide watch. Major breakthrough. All of a sudden, Epstein grows a conscience and kills himself, reportedly. Yeah. By the way, if I commit suicide after this, I'm not suicidal, okay? Investigate. Some of the world's most prominent people have been caught up in Epstein's scandal, among them Prince Andrew. A federal court in New York released the documents in a 2015 defamation case involving Epstein the day before his death. The documents shed light on specific claims made by Virginia Roberts Gareth against the multimillionaire she recruited for Epstein's alleged sex ring while working as a teenager locker room attendant at President Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort, according to Politico. According to CNN, the new documents also contain the allegations that Gareth alleged she was told to have sex with former New Mexico Governor Bill Richards and former U.S. Senator George Michael. Both men vehemently and categorically deny those claims. So let me get this straight. The day after all these documents come out where he has been apparently a previous case, and they start naming a former New Mexico governor, Bill Richardson, and Senator George. So 2 U.S. senators are caught up in a scandal regarding Jeffrey Epstein, and the next day he decides to commit suicide. Really? Is anybody believing this right now? Like, seriously? Oh boy, this world is so fucking corrupt, isn't it? Griffith alleged that she was Epstein's sex slave when she was a young teenager, and that British woman named Gareth Maxwell assisted Epstein. There's a name we all want to be Googling right about now. Maxwell was not charged in the case. Griffith has long claimed that she was told to perform sex acts with Prince Andrew, who has adamantly denied those claims. So we got 2 US senators and Prince Andrew named already. Wonder why this guy committed suicide, eh? Another woman also made the allegations against Prince Andrew in the new documents, sparking Buckingham Palace to tell CNN this relates to a proceeding in the United States to which the Duke of York is not a party. Any suggestions of impropriety with underage minors is categorically untrue. So the day before he dies, major breakthrough in the case, the court unseals documents where 2 US senators are named and shamed, and Prince Andrew. Whew. Makes you wonder why he grew a conscience, doesn't it? Hey, then both grew a conscience. I mean, got propped up by 2 burly blokes, had a rope wrapped around his neck, and then let go. Like, come on, does anybody actually believe this guy actually committed suicide? Like, can we just... Anybody? Let me know in the comments. Do you think Epstein actually committed suicide? No, because I'm really doubting it by this stage. So he was a very wealthy man due to his financial success, which we already know. Epstein received a controversial plea deal, which, you know, we already know about. And yeah. The plea deal is obviously very interesting because it was all sort of swept up under the rug, and now obviously Greg Garrett on Epstein's death. If you're on suicide watch, it's hard to commit suicide unless prison violates its own protocol. Kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? By the way, if this guy dies in the suicide in a few weeks, but yeah, Epstein was found injured in a fetal position and it was a suicide watch, blah, blah, blah. But he has a point. Normally suicide watch, they'll go through and they'll remove everything that stop you from committing suicide. So where did he get the rope? Did he make it out of bed sheets? You know, how did he hoist himself up? What did he attach the rope to? It's supposedly suicide watch, right? Breaking. New court documents reveal Bill Clinton had private party on Epstein's island. And I won't say that word. This video is already going to be demonetized anyway. Epstein's plane 27 times. Gee, I tell you what, this body count around the Clintons is really starting to get high, isn't it? Hey? She's literally getting towards... Hillary and Bill Clinton are literally starting to approach the death, the angel of death sort of numbers. But anyway. So in July, investigative report of I'm getting that name wrong. The author of Trafficking on Jeffrey Epstein case joined Shannon Bellman and said Bill Clinton flew on Epstein's plane 27 times, and almost every time that Clinton was on the plane, there were underage girls on the plane. They were just serving drinks. Right? That's what they want us to believe? Yeah, sure. Duke of York named in the 1,200 pages of claims over Jeffrey Epstein. I don't know that word. Lurid claims over Jeffrey Epstein. I'm going to have to look into these pages of these 1,200 pages, okay? Because I want to know these names. But yeah, I'll put a link in all these description below, guys, so you can check this out. This video is already going on pretty long enough. And wow, Joe Scarborough and liberal cranks and conspiracy nuts blame Russia. Because apparently Russia's involved in this now? Okay, sure. After Epstein is found dead in prison cell. 66-year-old financier was hospitalized in July after found unresponsive of what appeared to be a possible suicide attempt. Yeah. Sure. But the liberal mainstream media is pushing another conspiracy. It was Russia. Okay. Sure. Sure, it's Russia. Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure, Russia. Yeah, definitely. I'll put Russia right next to the 50-foot bear that's in my lounge room. But we do have some witnesses who are going through. Allegedly, Epstein victim says she was handed off to Prince Andrew, Bill Richardson, and more for sex. Unsealed documents revealed Friday that Virginia Roberts Gudiff named former New Mexico Governor Bill Richards and Britain's Prince Andrew among the men who accused sex trafficking Jeffrey Epstein farmed her out for sex. Does it say how old she was at the time? It doesn't say. Funny, that, isn't it? Why have I searched for age? It just says underage. Yeah. Anyway. Guys, I look, to be honest, what do I think? Look, do I think he committed suicide? No. I think at the end of the day that people are starting to get scared because names were coming out. That 1,200 pages, I'm guessing there are some very rich and powerful people. And they got scared. Because he was going to bring them down. I don't think he committed suicide any more than I think there's a 50-foot bear in my lounge room. And that unicorns make great pets. In fact, I probably believe that more than I believe him committing suicide. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, look, this obviously stinks to high heaven. Obviously, look, I'm going to say that, in my opinion, they silenced him. They really, really did. And I imagine if you go through those 1,200 pages, there's some really high-profile names. Look, at the end of the day, the bad thing about this is that the people that were caught up in this are most likely going to get away scot-free. That's the thing that really bugs me the most, is that even if Epstein, look, he was an ass, he was a scumbag, you wouldn't even piss on him if he was on fire. Okay, he was a lowest of lows, but he had names, and that's what I was interested in. I wanted to know who else was involved in this and who else he could have taken down. Unfortunately, he decided to grow a conscience and commit suicide. Supposedly. Right. Sure. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think Jeffrey Epstein decided to kill himself? Do you think he was bumped off because he knew too much? Do you think people were scared because he was starting to name names? Let me know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. Please, for the love of God, if you like this video, share it, because there is so much in this that's going to trigger the bot on AI for YouTube. There's no way this video is ever going to be recommended. So it's up to you guys now. Post it on Reddit, post it on Facebook, post it on Twitter, post it everywhere, and yeah, and help it well, not dying, but small channel out. Well, the way YouTube's going, it's going to try and kill me anyway, I suppose. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. If this video has been helpful, please smack that like. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. And if I decide to Jeffrey Epstein myself, please avenge me. I'm not suicidal at all. I love life. I really, really do. Yeah. But hey, you know, I suppose there's one less prick in the world. Have a great night. Enjoy yourselves. And there will be another 2 or 3 videos today. So enjoy the videos, guys. Catch us later.